There are 4 parts of your body language that can influence your audience. Now, my name's Kyle Murter. I'm a public speaking coach, author, and champion. And today, I'm going to talk you through the do's and don'ts of effective body language for public speaking. Just quickly, do subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because every week I'm bringing out new public speaking videos with tips, tricks, and everything you could possibly need to deliver successful presentations. As I said before, there are 4 parts of your body language that will influence your audience. And they are as follows: your eyes, your expression, your hands, and your feet. What we're going to do now is go through each of these, and I'm going to share a don't and then a do for each of them. Starting with your eyes. Now, you need eye contact in your presentation to build rapport, interest, and trust with your audience. But the question is, how long should you hold eye contact for? I'll give you a clue. Don't hold eye contact for longer than 4 seconds, because if you do that, you become a starer and you might end up on some form of list. Likewise, don't hold eye contact for less than 2 seconds, because that way you become a scanner and you're just sort of looking around at the audience but not really connecting with them. You're just sort of ticking an eye contact box, if you like, instead of actually doing it effectively. You've probably figured out now that you do want to hold eye contact for 2 to 3 seconds. That's a perfect amount of time to show someone that you're talking to them, to connect with them, before moving on to the next person in the audience and doing the same. And a beautiful phrase and a beautiful way to remember this rule is 1 sentence, 1 person. When you're saying 1 sentence, look at 1 individual, and then for the next sentence, move on to another individual. And that's a great way to work around the room with your eye contact effectively. Now let's talk about expression. Now, facial expressions are really important because whatever you put out to the audience is going to come back to you. This is why people say that if you smile, the audience will smile back, unless they're psychopaths. With that in mind, here's what you don't want to do. Don't look really nervous when you're delivering your presentation. Don't have a boring blank face in your presentation. And don't smile at weird places in your presentation. So today, you're all getting fired. Instead, do make sure that your expressions are connected with the words you're saying. For example, if you're talking about something positive, then absolutely smile away. And if you're talking about something negative, have a more serious expression. Make sure that the words you're saying and the expression you choose link up perfectly. That's how you can have impact with your expressions in a presentation. Let's move on to your hands. Now, there are a few don'ts I need to get off the list immediately here. Don't fidget with your hands. Don't have really small, weak T-Rex gestures. And don't gesture below your waist like this. All of those things will make you look nervous, unconfident, or lacking in energy. Instead, do have open palm gestures that welcome the audience in. Do make sure your gestures are wide. You will have more influence and impact if you gesture bigger. And do make sure you gesture between your nose and your belly button. This is the Goldilocks zone. This is where you can have the most influence. This is where your gestures convey confidence. This is where you will have the impact you desire. Last, but certainly not least, we've got to talk about your feet. Don't have really narrow feet or cross your feet because that'll make you unstable. Also, don't have really wide feet, otherwise you could look like this guy. And don't wander back and forth in your presentation because then you could look like a caged tiger. Instead, do keep your feet shoulder width apart. This will give you a solid base. This will help you feel secure. And that security, that confidence will travel up your body, and you'll find the rest of your body will begin to open up and feel more relaxed as well. And if you do want to move in your presentation, make sure you do it with purpose. What does that look like? Well, if you have 3 points in your presentation, point 1 could be done here, point 2 could be done over here, and point 3 could be done in the middle. And now what you've done is you created some separation between your different ideas, which makes it more clear for the audience to follow. So now you know how to influence the audience with your body language, but perhaps you feel not very confident about doing big gestures or showing your expression or even moving around the room. If that is the case, I've got the perfect video for you. Check out this video here, which will explain how you can go from being nervous and anxious about presenting to confident and composed when you get on stage. Check it out, and I will see you in the next video.